do sellers look for whenever they're selling their home? Well, most sellers just really want the transaction to go as smooth as possible, as hassle-free as possible, and they like to net the most amount of money as they can. There are some sellers that, may have lived in their home or have some type of emotional attachment to it, where, they may have some other reasons for, whenever they're selling their home as far as what they're looking for. But, for the majority of home sellers, they are really looking for the path of least resistance that will net them the most money. So how do these sellers make this happen? Well, generally, let's say, for example, the sellers put their home on the market and they got multiple offers. Some of them were from seasoned agents, others, were maybe, from unrepresented buyers. A lot of times what they're going to do, a lot of times if an agent is looking at these offers that is a seasoned, experienced agent, they can really look at the offer and tell whether the offer was written by someone that really has a lot of experience and knows what they're doing, or someone that maybe just doesn't have that experience. And just to give you an example, a lot of times buyers just want to get their offer accepted, and they'll just put it together any way they can. And let's just say that a home was listed at $400,000, and the home seller, one of those multiple offers was for $425,000, and they might be like, oh, that's nice that that we got this amount, and all the other offers we got were maybe around 400, 395, 405. That the one for 425 looks really appealing, and it doesn't have a lot of contingencies on it. Well, one thing that seller needs to be aware of is, even though they're like, oh, that looks nice, of course I want to get as much money for my property as I can, you have to keep in mind that even though the buyer is offering that, it still has to appraise for what they're offering you. So if your home is truly only worth about $400,000, then the bank is generally not going to lend more than what the appraisal comes back at. Now, the buyer could, come up with additional funds, in that scenario, $25,000 to make up the difference. But, it really just depends on the situation. But a lot of times the buyers are not going to come up with those additional funds. They're just going to try to renegotiate the contract in hopes of getting a better sales price on it. So, my point in this particular blog is just to, if you're thinking about going, unrepresented to make an offer on a home that you like, just know that you may, if you're not a seasoned, home buyer, you really may not have the experience and expertise to navigate the whole process and make sure that it goes smoothly without it, falling apart in the due diligence process. And if it were to fall apart during the due diligence process, then the seller has to put their home back on the market. They have to, still pay mortgages if they have a, mortgage on their home. And it's just a very frustrating situation for them. So, a lot of times if, a seller has multiple offers and they see that, they can look at the offer, the way it's written, and if it's, just looks like it's written more professionally than one that, being submitted by an unrepresented buyer. I know you might want to save the commission, but in the long term, the sellers just, they want the path of least resistance usually, where they can net the most money, except for in special situations. But if you'd like to learn more about this topic, I'm going to put more information on my website, which is AuburnRealestate.com, if you'd like to learn more about it. And if you'd like to learn more information, about real estate, make sure you follow me. And I'm Laura Sellers, and I work at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Preferred Real Estate in Auburn. And if you're in the process of buying or selling a property, I sure would be thrilled to assist you, and I hope you'll contact me for all of your real estate needs.